listen carefully because in the evaluation form, there is a question coming from the speaker to be answered. Kapag mali po yung sagot, wala pong makukuhang certificate. Okay, now, let me introduce to all of you, our speaker. Our presenter is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Human Ecology, major in Human Settlements Planning from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños in 2013. She is now taking her master's degree in Environmental and Natural Resource Management at University of the Philippines Graduate Studies. Being a volunteer in various works, she is a member of UP Grand Order of the Eagle Sorority, also a member of Voluntarismo PH, and a member of Surat Mangyan. She is a class facilitator in the Introduction to Sustainable Development and Goals with Project Making of Global Institute for Youth Development Incorporation. She also served as SK chairman in the year 2010 to 2013. Also an assistant in planning and business development on the year 2014 to 2015. And currently, she is now an instructor at Aurora State College of Technology. Now, without further ado, let us welcome our presenter, Ms. Lara Teresa Makatangay Arcillas.
Thank you, Ma'am Michelle. I will be sharing.
Welcome, ma'am.
I will be sharing my screen. Wait lang po. Nakikita po ba, Ma'am Michelle?
Yes, ma'am. Nakikita po.
Okay po. So, good afternoon po to everyone. Na-introduce naman na po ako ni Ma'am Michelle, so hindi ko na-introduce yung sarili ko. For today, I will discuss online etiquette for the new normal for teachers or for faculty and students po. So, netiquette, nabanggit kanina ni Ma'am Michelle, netiquette. Ano ba yung netiquette? We will be talking about this for today. So, galing siya sa word na network and etiquette. So, ano yung target natin dito is the desired manner on how to communicate or interact with the faculty or students online. So, bakit ba kailangan nating i-observe yung or maging ethical tayo online? Or yung mga netiquettes na babanggitin later. Una, we have honor and excellence. Actually, this photo is from UPLB Learning Resource Center. So, pero honor and excellence, hindi lang naman from UP eh. It can apply to every one of us. Aside from that, it's our moral obligation sa sarili natin to be ethical, both offline and online. And lastly, at siguro ito yung medyo pupush sa atin, is because it's actually easier to check who cheats online. Yung mga students ko, currently this sem, alam nila to, mas madali kasi na ma-check if you are plagiarizing online. Ano yung gagawin lang ng faculty? We only have to copy yung sagot nyo, paste it in Google, and then makita na namin if it's copy-paste or plagiarized. Aside from that, we already have applications na nagcha-check ng plagiarism. So we have plagiarism checker, Turnitin, Moodle Analytics, and a lot more. Also, hindi naman porke online tayo ay pwede na nating sabihin ang mga gusto nating sabihin dahil gusto lang natin. Okay? Without really considering kung ano yung magiging effect sa ibang tao. You cannot say what you just want to say without hurting others. Pero we're getting ahead of ourselves, or I'm getting ahead of myself, okay? Before we formally start with my discussion, let's talk about yung flow ng magiging discussion ko for today. So I divided my presentation into 3 parts. The first one is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous class. The second is online etiquette for synchronous class. And the third is for online etiquette for asynchronous class. Part 1, synchronous versus asynchronous class. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa? First, we have synchronous class. Ano yung synchronous class? Dito, classes or online classes na required ng students and faculty or instructors to be online at the same time. So, I think in the case of ASCOT, particularly yung BSIT, synchronous yung class nila. Other department, asynchronous. So ano usually yung meron sa synchronous class? Dito, yung ginagamit natin, we use different applications. We have Zoom na talaga namang sumikat because of the pandemic. Meron din tayong Google Meet, Facebook or YouTube Live, or in some cases, meron na rin gumagamit ng Facebook Room. And then we have Discord. Yung Discord originally for gamers. Pero we adjust to the new normal at nagagamit na rin siya for online classes, for synchronous online classes. On the other hand, meron naman tayong tinatawag na asynchronous class. So dito, instructors provide reading materials, recorded lectures, tests that can be assignments and tests that can be assessed at any time during a specified period or outlined by your professor. Personally, yung classes ko for this semester po ay use asynchronous class. Ano yung usual na apps na ginagamit natin for asynchronous class? We have your email. Okay, so nagpapalitan tayo ng email. We also have Google Classroom, Edmodo, Canvas by Instructure. Yung tatlo pong to, Google Classroom, Edmodo, and Canvas by Instructure, LMS po sila. Learning Management System. So, ilan to sa mga ginagamit. And I also included, because this one I personally use, is YouTube. Okay, so some instructors use YouTube for asynchronous class. Ano ba yung pinagkaiba? Sa synchronous, students learn at the same time. So sabay-sabay dahil nga po, we schedule. Okay? On the other hand, sa asynchronous, students learn at different times. Sa synchronous, communication happens in real time. On the other hand, asynchronous, hindi live yung class natin. Possibly more engaging and effective yung synchronous. However, yung downside kasi sa atin, specifically sa Aurora Province, is that we don't really have stable internet. Or kung meron man tayong stable internet, hindi natin sure na lahat ng nasa class natin have stable internet. Sa asynchronous, kaya madalas din siyang ginagamit, it's more convenient. Okay? So, synchronous allows instant feedback and clarification. Kasi kung nasa Zoom class kayo or nasa Google Meeting kayo or Google Meet, pag may tanong po yung estudyante, masasagot natin kaagad. On the other hand, pag asynchronous, own face ng student. So, kung kailan nila gusto mag-review, kung kailan nila gusto magbasa, basta magsaset lang tayo ng deadline. Usually, every week, ganun, o kaya every other week. So, yun po yung differences between synchronous and asynchronous. Next, we have online etiquette for synchronous class. Ano ba yung dapat at hindi natin dapat gawin pagka magkakaroon tayo ng, sabihin na natin Zoom meeting or Google Meet, okay, na schedule. Una, get properly dressed or dress properly. Bakit ko siya inuna? Because I'm actually guilty of violating this. Okay. Ako po, ang ginagawa ko ay I upload discussion in YouTube. Nung mga early videos ko po, dahil nasa bahay ako at feeling ko medyo upper part lang naman, halos mukha ko lang yung nakikita, medyo nagsasando ako minsan. Until a colleague of mine mentioned, ay, nakasando ka. Wala naman siya sinabi, yun lang. Pero I realized, okay, that's not right. So simula noon, at least what do you call this? At least naka-t-shirt man lang. Okay. So dress properly, look professional, and presentable. Also, think of what you would wear kung regular class siya. So, hindi ka naman siguro magsusuot ng sando during your class. O kaya hindi ka naman siguro magta-topless, wag naman sana. Hindi ka naman siguro magta-topless during irregular class. So, yung mindset natin during synchronous class is that we look professional and presentable. Next, we have system check. Okay, check if your systems are working. Ano yung tinutukoy natin dito? Since synchronous siya, so sabay-sabay kayong mag-online, make sure na naglo-load ng maayos yung application nyo. Be it Zoom, Discord, Google Meet. Okay? Make sure that you have enough internet or data for internet. And meron kang stable connection. Also, make sure din natin na maayos yung audio natin. Ibig sabihin na pwede tayong marinig nung kausap natin. Pwede tayong, lalo na if we are the faculty or the instructor, make sure po natin na marinig tayo ng students. Also, importante rin na sigurado ang students na maayos yung audio nila just in case tanungin. Okay, hindi yung magpapanggap tayo na biglang nawala ng internet. Make sure that yung application natin or audio are all working. Next, set an agenda. Share the objective, talking points, and outcomes of the meeting at least a day before. So I think ito po ay para sa mga faculty and instructors. Bakit po siya importante? Because this would allow the students to review ano ba yung i-discuss nyo. Also, para pag nakapag-review na sila, alam din nila kung ano yung itatanong nila sa inyo. Kung meron bang malabo, maka-clarify nila immediately during the meeting.
And habang hinihintay po natin si Ma'am Lara, para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, kung pwede na po kayong mag-send ng inyong mga questions sa may chat box po. Pero sa mga nanonood po ng FB Live, pwede na nating
Hi, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Okay na po?
Sorry po.
Okay,
hindi pa alam ano nangyari.
Let's continue po, ma'am. Okay na po, ma'am?
Ma'am,
okay na
saan po naputol? I'm sorry. Apo, saan po naputol, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Doon po sa may ma'am. Yung sa set an agenda, yung pangatlo po, yung stick.
Okay po.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, host disabled participant screen sharing po.
Okay, ma'am. Wait lang po.
Sorry.
Sa inyo daw po yun, ma'am. Hindi pa po na-share. Yes.
Host disabled screen sharing daw, ma'am. Nakalagay pag nag-screen share po ako.
Hindi daw po makapag-screen share si ma'am. Host disabled daw po.
Sorry po.
Wait lang, Ma'am Lara, ha? Wait lang po, ma'am.
Sige po. I apologize po. Ayan, ma'am. Pwede na.
Nag-start na
set
po,
an
ma'am.
agenda.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay na, ma'am. Nakikita na po.
Okay, ma'am. Sige po. Continue po, ma'am.
Okay po. I apologize apologize for that. Nagka-problema lang po sa internet. Anyway, set an agenda. So, importante po na makapag-set tayo ng agenda at ma-inform natin yung students at least a day beforehand para po at least alam na nila kung ano yung i-discuss nyo. And at the same time, alam na rin nila kung alin yung medyo hindi sila sure at matanong kayo beforehand. Next po, we have stick to the allotted time. Since we're talking about synchronous class, and on the average po, yung mga students natin in one semester ay merong 6 to 8, I think, na subjects. So, kung exceed po tayo ng time, there's a huge possibility na makuha po natin yung time that is supposed to be time ng other instructors. So, be mindful of everyone's schedule. Kung 9 to 11 po yung class natin, we stick to 9 to 11. So, preparing an agenda actually is helpful din kasi mas malaki yung chance na makakapag-stick tayo to allotted time. Give your full attention. So, be present throughout the meeting. So, huwag magbukas ng other website or chat with other people kasi nakaschedule siya. So, while the meeting is ongoing, give your full attention for that meeting. Okay, focus. Stay seated and give your full focus on the topic and to your instructor or teacher. Mute your microphone when it's not your turn to talk. Any unwanted background noise can reduce the success of the online meeting. Open your mic only when you have to say something. Sabi nga nila, yung mute button ngayon ay isa sa mga pinaka-importanting button in the online world. Next, manage the chaos. Find yourself a spot at home na free of a spot kung saan feeling nyo medyo mas maayos siya. Turn off or babaan natin yung volume ng TV or music player para makapag-focus tayo. Also, make sure natin na ang ating mga kaibigan at ating mga pets talaga namang laging madami. Yung mga aso o kaya yung mga manok, di ba? Usually, ito yung mga disturbing noises na naririnig natin sa mga meetings. So make sure na malayo kayo sa mga lugar na maingay. Aside from that, close the door to avoid uninvited party guests from arriving in the background. Minsan, nasa Zoom meeting tayo, tapos biglang may papasok, tapos madidistract yung nagsasalita. Okay, so, importante na ma-close natin yung door. Also, as much as possible, inform din natin yung mga kasama natin sa bahay. I have a meeting, I have a class ng ganitong oras. Please do not disturb. Okay. Hindi naman siya talaga bawal na may dumadaan. Pero yun nga, it can be disturbing, especially dun sa mga nagsasalita. Aside from that, we need to take advantage of virtual backgrounds. So kung magulo yung background mo, makalat, for example, o kaya maraming tao. For Zoom in particular, I'm not sure with Google Meet, pero pwede mong paltan yung background sa Zoom. Here's an example, okay? So para ikaw lang yung nakikita, para hindi siya nakaka-distract. So you can manage yung distraction na yon by changing your virtual background. So ako hindi ako nagpalit ng virtual background kasi medyo maayos naman kasi yung background ko. Okay? Next. Wrap up the meeting. Mag-provide ka ng summary. Okay, a list of important notes and clear action items. Para po alam ng students, for the faculty, para alam ng students, after this, ito yung assignment nyo, ito yung gagawin nyo, sa ganitong date yung submission. Okay, that's the best way to summarize a productive class. Okay, Also, for the students naman, this is your time to ask for clarifications. Ma'am, sir, malabo po yung topic na to. Pwede po bang pakiulit? O kaya, ma'am, pakilinaw nga po tong part na to. Okay? So, dun sa last part ng meeting, make sure that you ask your question. Hindi masamang magtanong. Okay? Hindi masamang magtanong sa faculty, sa instructor, sa teachers, kung merong clarifications. Kasi gusto nga namin yun actually. At least alam namin na ano yung dapat pang ayusin or ano yung hindi malinaw. Lastly, for synchronous class, and probably my most favorite, is be kind. Okay? Ito yung sinabi ko sa mga estudyante ko start of the SEM. Be kind. I know you're adjusting. Okay? Yung mga estudyante ay nag-a-adjust to the new normal. We call it modular, online, flexible, whatever we want to call it. Lahat tayo nag-a-adjust. Hindi lang ang students, even the faculty. I remember yung sinabi ni Sir Von Macose during the DAS virtual orientation. Be kind. Students, malay nyo, may mga faculty kayo na new type vlogger. Medyo tinamain ako ng bahagya na gumawa ng bagong account or gumawa ng YouTube channel so makakapag-discuss ng maayos o kaya nag-aral ng mga bagong application para makapagturo sa inyo. Okay. Also, sabi niya, teachers, be kind to your students kasi alam naman po natin, internet is not really accessible sa lahat ng students natin. Okay, merong accessible, merong talagang wala kahit signal. Okay? Meron din tayong mga estudyante na walang gadgets kaya hindi makasabay sa ibang estudyante. So be kind. I think po personally yung etong SEM na to would really be an adjustment period for every one of us. Okay? And being kind goes a long way. A supportive environment is key in helping everyone transition in the new way of collaborating. So, yun yung mga ways for our online etiquette for synchronous class. For our last part, we have online etiquette for asynchronous class. And in this one, I will be using the presentation, not really the presentation, but some of the photos of the discussion from Dr. Benjamina Paula Flor of UPLB LRC. Sabi niya, paano ba dapat mag-behave ang students online? Sabi niya, be extra. Every letter means something. Simulan natin with E. Students should be emotionally mature. And this should also apply to us, sa atin po, na mga faculty. Ano yung tinutukoy niya sa pagiging emotionally mature? Kasama na rin kasi sa online classes, we have online interaction then with other people, not necessarily class lang, di ba? We create group chats kung saan magkakasama ang mga students. And sometimes, may pumapasok or may mga bullying na nangyayari. So do not react to bullies. You only satisfy their ego. Ignore bullies because they are vexation to the spirit. Do not be affected by negative comments. Instead, look at those as constructive criticism. Kasi wala rin akong mangyayari if we get affected. Okay, tayo lang yung sumasama yung loob, di ba? Or nalulungkot, tapos sa kanila parang wala lang. So, there's no point in that. Eto, learn to wait patiently. Ulitin ko, learn to wait patiently. May mga students, okay, treat your computer, laptop, gadgets as your friend and savior, for without it, you cannot study online. Babagal ang internet. Siyempre, we all want stable internet naman. But we need to recognize na, or accept, more like accept na it's not always stable. So, be patient. Also, do not get angry with your internet connection or with power outage. Nasa Aurora po tayo. Kilala siguro natin ang dinosaur na yan, di ba? And nakakanipis ng pasensya. Personally, before mag-start po yung SEM, I told myself na yung pasensya ko, extend ko, multiply ko by 10 times. Kasi alam ko na maaasar ako, mabisit ako because this is adjustment period at nag-a-adjust din ng students. So marami rin silang questions. Habang nag-aaral pa lang ako kung paano gamitin ang isang application, tatanungin na ako ng mga 20 questions sabay-sabay. Okay. So be patient with your internet, with your student, with your faculty or instructor. This one I also want to highlight kasi marami na akong naririnig na faculty na, kumbaga, not necessarily nagrereklamo, pero please students, when you send emails or chats, please send it during the day and on weekdays. You can send it ng gabi or ng weekends, but please do not expect your teachers or your classmate to respond immediately. It might take a while. Okay. May mga estudyante ko, pagka-upload ko ng assignment, for example. Tapos, 2 weeks yung deadline. I will give students 2 weeks ng deadline. Pero, i-chat ka nila after nilang mag-upload. Ma'am, nakapag-submit na po ako. Pa-check po. Yung isang mag-chat ng gano'n, okay lang siguro, sige, I will check. Pero class, remember that a faculty or an instructor, they would be handling siguro around 200 to 300 students per semester. So kung lahat kayo mag-chat at magpapacheck immediately, it would be difficult kasi may other functions din kami. So please be patient. As much as possible, huwag mag-chat ng 2:00 ng madaling araw. Okay? Also, siguro 8 tip lang po for faculties. I don't know kung alam nyo na yun. 8 tip lang po for some faculties, instructors. Madalas kasi nagchat-chat yung estudyante tapos makikita natin immediately medyo naasar tayo. Kasi lalo na pagka yung time ay madaling araw and all. Ang pwede nyo pong gawin, specifically for group chat pati, i-mute po natin. Para pwede lang natin i-check yung group chat pagka time na natin or oras during work, i-check na natin yung group chat kung ano yung mga questions nila. So that's what I do po. So pag nag-chat sila, hindi automatic na nagpa-pop up yung sa messenger. Next, so we have E. Next we have X. Xerophytic. Okay. So dapat we can adapt to the environment. To grow, you need to adapt even in writing styles, even in talking to people, okay, interacting with your students, interacting with your teachers. Do not use internet slang in writing. Hindi lang sa mga submissions nyo, pati sa pagre-reply nyo sa faculty. Meron akong ginagawa kasi sa class na online discussion kung saan yun yung nagiging recitation. And I remember this. I asked the students kung meron bang differences among their, I'm trying to recall, among their ideal self and real self. Sagot ng estudyante, ang unang linya niya ay, yeah. Yeah, I think there's a difference and all. Pero do not use those words kasi it should be formal. Kasi it's a class. Okay? Hindi tayo nagchichikahan lang. So when your faculty or your instructors ask you to submit your requirements, make sure it's in formal writing. Okay? Some faculty nagre-require sila ng English, some hindi naman. Pero kahit na nakatagalog siya, for example, make sure na naka-formal pa rin yung wordings natin. Do not use LOL, okay? And other internet slang. Also, be careful with your password. Okay, new normal, we need to adjust to that. Employ collaborative learning. Hindi porke nasa new normal tayo at online na tayo or modular tayo, hindi na tayo makipag-interact with our classmates. We can still collaborate, take note, collaborate with our classmates. Ano yung difference ng collaboration at cheating? Sa collaboration, pwede kang mag-clarify o kaya tanongin mo, ano yung meaning sa ganito? Ano yung sinabi ni ma'am sa ganito? Or something like that, okay? Students are working in groups, searching for a solution to a problem, looking through possible answers for the best one, or sorting out materials. Uy, guys, panoorin nyo to. Feeling ko makakatulong to. O kaya ito yung reference na ginamit ko. Pwede nyo i-check. On the other hand, we have cheating. Ibig sabihin, nagkopyahan na kayo ng sagot. At gaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, students, mas madali for us na faculty na mag-check ngayon ng plagiarism or plagiarized work. Kasi nga, everything is online. There's no shame in asking for help. So speak up and ask for help. When things get tough, don't just push it. Okay, magtanong sa kaklase, magtanong sa teacher. Isa pa, I'm sharing based on experience kasi ito yung mga na-experience ko so far. Meron akong mga question na akala ko malinaw, pero may mga students na ang layo ng sagot dun sa question ko. So I told them, class, ask, clarify yung question kung malabo for you. Kasi may ibang estudyante naman na nakasagot ng maayos. Pero may ibang estudyante na malayo ang sagot sa tanong. So if you're not sure kung ano talaga yung question or may clarification kayo, you can ask for help. Also, when sending emails or kahit chat, this could also be applicable to chat. When sending emails to your teachers, be formal and be professional. Una, meron dapat subject line to match the message. Later, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung saan nyo dapat ilagay yun. Have salutation, identify yourself, explain what you need, be polite in asking. Also, do not use text speak. Ibig sabihin, yung sasabihin mo lang yung words tapos automatic ilalagay na niya. Don't use that. Kasi as much as possible, type para sure kayo kung ano yung lumalabas sa email nyo. Include a closing. Always include a signature. Double check before sending. Kasi minsan nagmamadali tayo. Na-send na natin. Hi ma'am, this is ganito and ganyan. Please check the attachment for my assignment 1. Na-send mo na, pero wala palang attachment. Kasi nagmamadali tayo. Always double check before sending. Okay na ba yung type mo? Tama ba yung email na nilagay mo? And nandun ba yung attachment na dapat mong ilagay? Let the teacher know you got the email. So example, okay. Make sure na yung subject line ay nilalagyan nyo. May mga estudyante na nagpa-send ako or nagpa-submit ako ng video, tapos isasubmit yung link from Google Drive. Tapos ang ginawa lang nila, sinend nila sa akin, yung subject line is the link, and then wala nang kahit anong laman. Okay? That's not how you submit or that's not how you send emails. Okay? So you write yung email of the professor or the instructor sa subject line, ibig sabihin, ano ba yung concern nyo? For example, assignment 1 for professional development and applied ethics. Para alam ng teacher nyo. Some cases din, yung mga teacher natin, yung mga faculty natin, hindi lang isang subject yung hawak. At lalong hindi lang isang section. Okay, so make sure na sa subject line natin, masosort ka agad ng teacher kung ano yun at ano yung concern nyo. As much as possible, lagay nyo na yung, for example, link for Math 11 activity. So may idea na kaagad yung instructor kung anong subject yung tinutukoy nyo at anong activity. As much as possible, lagay nyo rin activity 1 or assignment 1 para mas malinaw. Next, salutation. Hindi diretso na, ma'am, eto na po. Okay? So, lagay nyo, hi ma'am, o diba? O kaya, dear Dr. and then the name. Professor De La Cruz, for example. Okay. Have that greeting. Or good morning, ma'am, ganito. Good morning, ma'am Lara. Oh. Okay. Next, write your name. This is Lara Teresa from ganitong section. Bakit? Kasi nga, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, hindi lang isang section ang hawak namin. Sabihin nyo, ma'am, ito na po yung ano ko. Hindi ko alam kung pang first year ba o pang third year. Hindi ko alam kung anong section. So make sure you write your name, you write your section, your subject, and then anong particular activity yung concern nyo. Okay? Then write your closing, sincerely, respectfully yours, okay? And your signature or your full name sa ilalim. So, this is for email but can also be applied sa group chat or sa messenger. Make sure you write your name, your section, your subject, yung concern nyo. Okay? And be respectful to your faculty. Ito isa pa rin sa mga problema this time na nag-arise. Always use your real name as your username. So hindi rin naman natin, medyo understandable kasi hindi naman natin talaga in-expect at first na ang mga Facebook natin ay magiging official na account for our school, di ba? So, nagkaroon ng adjustment period, kailangan baguhin yung mga names. Also, pag nasa Google Classroom, yun din yung nagiging problema. Iba yung apelido na nakalagay. Sa nakalagay, naka-register from registrar. Mahirapan kami i-identify kasi ginigrida namin yun eh. Kung sino ang sino, di ba? So make sure that you use your real name as your username para hindi na tayo magka-problema throughout the semester. I remember may isang estudyante, I forgot kung sino. Ang name niya sa Facebook ay oo nga. Imagine, it's hard for faculties to identify sino kayo. Minsan kailangan pa namin tingnan yung picture nyo, minsan hindi rin naman namin talaga kayo kalala. So again, always use your real name as your username. The same also applies to faculty. Okay? Para po ma-recognize tayo ng mga estudyante natin. So T, we have E, X, and now yung third natin is T. Think before you write and click the send button. Para-language. Sabi nga, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Sometimes sabihin natin, hindi naman yun yung ibig kong sabihin eh. Pero we have to be very careful on how we say things, even online. For example, mag-chat ka tapos naka-all caps. Ang dating kasi ng naka-all caps, you're shouting. So make sure, lalo na kung formal, hindi ka naka-all caps, di ba? Ano pa? Things like that. You have to consider how you say things. Ako, pag bad sa mga teacher, sa mga faculty po, pagka medyo naiinis tayo, let's be honest, medyo naiinis tayo minsan sa estudyante at paano sila mag-chat at parang inuutusan na tayo. Kahit po bad trip na, ang gagawin ko, nilalagyan ko lang ng smiley sa dulo para hindi halata. Okay? I don't know if that will be helpful for you, pero it was helpful for me po. So, do not answer emails when you are in a bad mood. So more or less, we would say things na we might regret later. Choose to respond with the right words. Do not invite bashing or ranting in social media. If you are angry, wait for some time for your anger to subside. So bad trip ka, wait ka 30 minutes muna before ka mag-reply. Okay? Wag nating, anger is not the answer to anger. Okay? Next, in relation to plagiarism, cite your sources properly. Okay. Hindi ko na to i-dwell on kasi hindi naman yun yung topic natin. But make sure, alam niyo po paano mag-cite ng sources. Hindi lang sa students, pati po tayong faculty. Hindi natin basta-basta lang ilalagay yung link, okay, students, na yun na yung lalagay nyo. Okay, kinopyan nyo, tapos yun lang. Also, ipa-paraphrase natin kasi hindi porke nilagyan natin ng link ay yun na agad yun. Okay? Do not do not download a material and write your name as an author. Hindi lang kayo pwedeng makakuha ng 5 sa subject nyo, pwede pa kayong makasuhan dito. Okay? Or, remember, you're an online learner, so be resilient. Paano tayo magiging resilient? Be yourself, do not hide in someone else's wings. Also, ito na yung time para matuto tayong maging independent. At pati na rin sa pag-aaral. Study independently. Kasi dati, pag may nalilito tayo, kaya may assignment, pwede natin kausapin immediately yung klase natin. Pero ngayon, dapat matuto na tayo, i-motivate yung sarili natin, i-direct yung sarili natin. Visit your virtual classes as scheduled. Okay? So, kung asynchronous, make sure na every day na-check na siya. Maglagay kayo, for example, na from 3 to 5 p.m. every day, I will check yung Google Classroom, for example, kung mayroong bagong post yung instructor nyo. Bukod sa talaga namang i-advise kayo ng Google Classroom pag mayroong sinabi yung or pinost yung professor nyo, gawin nyo ring habit to check it. Para makita nyo, baka may nakakalimutan kasi kayo na assignment or activity or quiz, makikita nyo kaagad. Okay? So visit your virtual classes as scheduled. Interacting with others is a must. Ang hirap kasi, ako personally, hirap ako na babasahin mo lang, diba? So you need to interact with other people. Be more open and understanding in terms of technology use, poor internet connection, and low bandwidth. We need to adapt to changing times, even if it means changing how you study. Dati, pwede na tayong mag-aral ng isang gabi lang before the exam. Pero ngayon, pati yung pag-aaral natin, kailangan din natin i-adjust. Kailangan natin mag-set ng time. At isang importante during asynchronous class is self-discipline. Kasi madali pag asynchronous class na, sige, hintayin ko na lang yung deadline. Until ma-realize mo, sabay-sabay na yung deadline mo at hindi mo na alam kung ano yung unahin mo. So you need to set a schedule para hindi ka ma-overload sa work, sa assignments and workload. Last letter, A. Always smile. A smile can change the world, diba? Minsan kahit bad trip tayo, let's try to smile and perhaps magbago man lang, mabawasan ng 10% yung pagka-bad trip natin. Radiate good vibes and stay focused and learn more easily. Always smile in whatever you do. Your teachers, your classmates. Minsan ngitian din natin yung module, baka maging mabait naman sa atin. If you love what you are doing, everything will run smoothly. So be patient, be kind to yourself, be kind to other people. Pag may delay sa reply ni teacher, pwede naman tayo mag-follow up. Okay? Pero wag naman nating tatadarin ng chat. Okay? So pwede tayo mag-follow up. 5 days na, walang reply. Ma'am, were you able to receive po? May submission? Pwede naman alam natin. Okay? Pero wag nating kakasubmit mo lang, ma'am, pa-check po. Okay? Use your smile to change the world. Don't let the world change your smile. So how should a student behave online? Be extra. Emotionally mature. Xerophytic. Think before you write and click the send button. Remember, you are an online learner, so be resilient. And lastly, always smile. So that's the end of my discussion. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that very informative and comprehensive discussion of yours. And now, let us move on. Okay na po. Let us move on to our open forum. Okay lang, magpapahinga po ba kayo, ma'am? Water break or something? Tuloy na po.
Sige, ma'am. Iinom ka lang ng tubig.
Yes, ma'am. Sige po.
Okay na, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Wait lang. Para po sa mga may questions, pwede po kayong mag-unmute para po mas masabi po ninyo yung gusto ninyong itanong kay ma'am. Pag nahihiya po kayo, pwede po kayong mag-chat kasi ngayon ay tingnan natin. Okay.
Well, wala pang nag-chat, ma'am. I remember.
Okay, ma'am. Ito po. Meron po, ma'am, may isang question po dito.
Yes po.
Galing po kay Romart Hardel, I should say, or Jardiel. Ang sabi po, pina-PM na lang po niya sa akin, ma'am. Ang question po ay, how do we ensure the learning of students in this online platform? And how can we avoid the rants and complaints of students online that might affect others, especially school and students? Ang gawin natin, ma'am, sagutin niyo po muna yung unang question. Okay lang po, ma'am?
Medyo nag-ano ako. Inisip ko kaagad. Okay
yes,
po.
Ma'am. Opo.
How do we ensure?
Una sa start, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How do we ensure the learning of students in this online platform?
Honestly speaking po, that's still a difficult, that's actually a difficult question. Kasi at this point in time, napakahirap i-ensure na natuto talaga sila. We can provide quizzes, we can provide activities, but at the end of the day, may mga uncertainties, like kung sila ba talaga yung gumagawa, or things like that. So in terms of ensuring that they are learning, I think yung answer would be an open communication.
Oh, yes. Okay, ma'am.
And that also applies, ma'am, dun sa second question. Ano yung second question?
Ang pangalawang question po niya, ma'am, how can we avoid the rants and complaints of students online that might affect others, especially school and students?
Okay po. Usong-uso po yan, di ba? Usong-uso yung ipopost yung teacher o kaya ipopost yung chats. So, napakahirap. So, ang ginawa ko po personally sa klase ko, nung nag-start pa lang yung class, I already informed them na, yun nga, be kind. If you have questions or bago pa kayo magreklamo, you can tell that to me. Okay? Kung meron akong errors or meron kayong hindi naintindihan or may mali akong ginawa, make sure na ako yung una nyo kakausapin before you post anything, bago kayo magsumbong sa kung kanino. Kasi when you have open communication with the students, I think dun mag-work na hindi, yung mga rants ma-avoid. Kasi before pa sila nag-rant, naayos nyo na internally. So assure the students that you are willing to listen for suggestion or comments, or you can ask them. Ganun din po yung ginagawa ko minsan. At least per month siguro, let's ask them na, kamusta? Anong balita? May mga difficulties ba na na-encounter? Ano yung problema? Ayun po.
Ma'am, sana po nasagot po ni ma'am yung katanungan ninyo, Sir Romar. Ayun po, kung sino pa pong gustong magtanong, pwede po kayong mag-unmute. Pwede po kami yung mag-unmute para po matanong po si ma'am.
Since we're waiting naman po, I remember dun sa registration, may nagtanong, may mga questions na kasi doon. May mga tanong about paano ba mag-maintain, I forgot the right term bigla. Pero yung iba po kasing questions actually will be discussed to other, I believe, other series ng webinar like time management. So doon masasagot yung ibang questions. So hindi ko na include. Pero yung mga questions po doon sa registration, that I can answer and include ko na po dun sa discussion.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Wala na po bang katanungan? Kung sino pong gusto magtanong, ask nyo lang po si ma'am kung may clarifications po kayo or may gusto po kayong ilinaw kay ma'am.